Jerome, keep a tight shirt on. All right. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Howdy. Good day. Good day. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you. Now we're going to do a live Q&A as well after I talk about this, situation. Do the trade lines still work? Okay. So in the Brandon zone, you now in the Brandon zone. Yo, what up? Need your services, sir? I really need them. Credit Repair 2019. That's right. Credit Repair starts now. It starts now. It starts now. It starts now. I appreciate you all for coming in and being part of the tribe and watching on the live streams on the weekend. This is the cream of the crop. Okay. This is the cream of the crop. These are the individuals that are setting up generational wealth, learning to use their credit for, their businesses, homes, cash flowing homes. This is the stuff that builds wealth for your family and you. So it's excellent that you're here, being a part of it, being part of the subscribe tribe. And we're going to get into this. And I know I'm going to have some questions. So make sure you put your questions up here. And let me put my email up. I always want you to have Jesse says your program really works. Thank you. You're very welcome. All right. Let me make sure you have my email after this and for this and now and all this good stuff. I was up early, getting ready for the live stream, going through emails, all that good stuff. So feel free to email me after this as well. We're going to get to your questions and we're going to get into do trade lines work in 2019, whether, let's say, just went on my girlfriend's account as an AU. Oh, this is great. Michael. Oh, Michael. Hey, man, we've been talking back and forth. Just went on my girlfriend's account as an AU for a $10,000 line of credit. Excellent. Very cool. All right. So 2019, do trade lines still work in 2019? The simple answer to this is yes, they still work. And now when I say trade line, people saying, hey, what's a trade line, right? Anything on your credit that's a line of credit could be considered a trade line. Okay. So anything that you have, a loan, a car note, a mortgage, you got a revolving credit, open-end card, that could be considered a trade line. Okay. Now, when I say, and you say, and we're talking about trade lines, do they still work in 2019? What's a trade line that we're talking about? We're talking about authorized user trade lines, typically AU trade lines. Okay. AU trade lines. So when I'm talking about getting these AU trade lines, boost your own credit, how can they still work? What don't they want you to know? Why are they able to work? Okay. So here's the thing. The trade line, the authorized user trade line is a thing that people say, hey man, is it posting? Is it not? Is it going on there? What's going on? Can I boost my own credit with this? Yes. Now, why would this work? Why is it? Now, there's a very specific act, okay? The ECOA, okay? Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974, okay? So different acts. So now you're like, oh, what's going on, man? What different act? This act maintains and makes sure that authorized users go on both parties' credit reports. Okay. So here's why. Back in the 70s, before the ECOA, before the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974, people would get married, right? People get married all the time. They share things, car loans, mortgages, credit cards. And what these credit card companies were doing and these bureaus were doing to make it nice and easy for themselves, not helping the people, what they were doing is they were putting everything in one person's name. And guess whose name it usually was in? It was usually in the husband's name. It was usually in the man's name. And they're saying, hold up, wait, that's not equal. That's not equal opportunity for anyone. Okay. And the act, the ECOA Act, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974 is helpful to not discriminate against anyone on their national origin, religion, color, race, sex, marital status, if they're on public assistance, that kind of stuff, right? So marital status is the big one. And this is what we're going to focus on here. So if people are married and they're sharing credit and they're not getting both AUs on, they're not getting like, hey, man, I'm on the mortgage too. I'm paying my credit card. We just put it together so the family is building generational wealth, right? Like I talked about in the beginning, when you're putting your kids on there, all that stuff. So what happened here is part of Regulation B of that act. So there's a little subsection, Regulation B, okay? So the subsection of the act requires that you report spousal AUs as separate. Now, you're saying, Brandon, I'm not married. I'm getting an AU. How does this actually work for me? How does this work? Okay, so the reason it continues to work in 2019 and 2020 and beyond and beyond and beyond, and we're going to talk about why it's going to continue to work and why you can boost your credit now and you can do this credit repair at 609creditrepair.com, or we can do it for you at theawesomelifegroup.com, is that FICO came out and said, hey, look, we don't really like this. We think people are, quote unquote, gaming the system. Okay, this was about 10 years ago, 11 years ago in 2008, okay, during this housing market stuff and all this stuff, okay? They say, hey, we don't like this. We think that people are trying to game the system, all right? Now, they take it all the way up, congressional hearings, all this good stuff, okay? And pretty much what happens is they come out and say, the president of FICO at the time says, hey, look, we're not able to distinguish between somebody who is married and not married as far as authorized user. Okay, so I'll say that again. Married couples under the Act have to have their stuff reported separately and equal opportunity under this Equal Credit Opportunity Act, right? The Equal Credit Opportunity Act. But FICO says, hey, man, if they're not married, there's really not under Regulation B, you know what I'm saying, if they're not married. But we can't tell. We can't tell if they're married or not because some people don't take the last name. Some people don't live in the same, I know it sounds odd, but some people aren't living in the same home all the time, okay? So they may not have the same residence. They may not have the same last name. We can't tell, okay? And that would be discriminatory if we didn't put on someone else's AU that we're putting for somebody else's, and we might be violating this act. This ECOA Act of 1974 of this Regulation B. So now they're saying, okay, well, we can't decipher. We're going to have to put everybody's authorized user on this. So this is what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that you have rights under another act that makes sure that maintains, hey, when you're buying an AU or you're getting an AU or whatever, somebody in your family is giving you AU, that needs to be reported because they can't tell if you're married or not, okay? And that would be discriminatory if they didn't put it on. All right. So now you're thinking, okay, well, hey, man, it went up all the way to Congress. They're saying, hey, you know, you got to put the AUs on. It's part of the process. It's legal. People can purchase all this good stuff. The FTC said, yeah, they can do that, all that good stuff. But what about the future, Brandon? Okay, I'm seeing Ultra come out. I'm seeing FICO 9. What's going on with the future of Tradelines? Yeah, it's working in 2019. I know, but they don't want me to know now. I have a special act that protects me against discrimination. What's going on? Okay, well, so here's the future. 2008, they try to say, hey, they get pushback from Congress, they get pushback from the government, they get pushback from lawmakers in 2008, and they still use AUs now, a decade later. They've come out with different models, FICO 2, 3, 5, 4, 8. Okay, 8 came out in 2008. They come out with these different models. Auto lenders use different models, bank cards, and within each industry, mortgage companies use different models within each bank. I know our credit union uses something different than the big bank. I know that the auto lenders at our credit union use something different than big banks, excuse me. So within each industry, they're using different scoring models. Now, each scoring model could be a bit older. FICO 2 is largely used in mortgages, so is FICO 5, okay? Sometimes there's a mixture. So you're using decades old scoring models in industries that aren't going to jump on the bandwagon when a FICO 9 comes out or an FICO Ultra comes out because they have to utilize new data. Okay, so all the data they've gathered up to the years and years on us without our knowledge, all this good stuff, right? They then have to start again and they have to say, okay, great. So now we have a new scoring model. Now we've got to get all this information. Now we've got to use that. And guess what that means? We've got to use more resources, more money, no, we ain't doing all that. Okay, so we're using the old scoring models, and guess what? The old scoring models, like this new scoring models now, allow for AU piggybacking, credit history. Okay, so 20 to 30% of Americans, so we'll get that right. 20 to 30% of Americans have an AU from a family member, something like that. 20 to 30%. Now, if you think about that, that's a small percentage. Okay, those are the people, like I said in the beginning. I don't know if you're coming in now, or if you're going to watch this replay, but like I said in the beginning, they're building generational wealth. They're building up their children to have good credit. They're building up, man, I wish I had that. You know, I wish I had somebody put me on an AU when I was young, but I didn't. And so this is what we deal with now. We're all working on it. And Roger, see, here's the thing. When the new Ultra FICO comes out, the Tradelines be available, it'll still work. Yes. So again, Congress says, the government says, the ECOA says they have to be in there. And if they try to change that, they're going to have to deal with a lot of legislation to not discriminate against people who are married couples because they can't decipher who's married and who's not on these credit reports. So, and like I said, if new FICOs come out, even if they try to do that, they're going to have to fight regulations, governments, laws, and the people in the industries, right? The mortgage lenders, the bank, all these people, good to see you, Cornita. Awesome Life Group in the house, all right? All these people that are using FICO aren't necessarily going to use a new scoring model, okay? They're going to want old stuff where they've used old data, all right? So Roger, yeah, you got it. Appreciate you. So really what you're looking at is a big ship going in one course, utilizing AUs. And if they ever try to, it's going to be so hard for them. They might as well just leave it. And it helps to keep the scores more accurate. It really is. It really does. 20-30% of people have an AU. Do you understand? I mean, people who are married are using the same. They can't just be taking everybody's stuff off, but you'll see when regulation happens. Okay. See, look at this, Walter. I have both my children, 16 and 20 years of age on my first Amex, right? So he's building generational wealth. It makes a difference because look, I'm glad that I'm able to impart this knowledge, but what if I had just gone through the repair process, didn't have none of this, didn't get the chance to do this, right? And help y'all out. I just was like, oh, I repair my credit and whatever, just, doing whatever. I would have lost years. I feel like we're gaining back time because we're multiplying. We're having people out there getting good credit. I would have lost years, So the AU, 20-30% of people have it. They're not going to mess with it. What you'll see is like these tax liens all came off. Remember, public records, they couldn't verify. Well, we can't distinguish. So now you got to take all these public records off because you couldn't tell because there's a lot of bad data out there. Now the AU uses the flip. It's the reverse. They're going to have to keep all that stuff on. All right. So in the future, if you're looking for AUs, we'll hit AU account with only a year of history help. See, here's the thing. With your specific situation, I don't know if 1 year will boost you up really well. If that AU, yes, Miguel asked a question, well, an AU with an account history of only 1 year help. It depends. It depends on how big the credit line is. Is it going to help your credit utilization? Is your average age of credit young as is already, so it doesn't have a big factor? On-time payment history is your big factor. Okay, available credit is a big factor. I have seen people, I'm telling you, with AUs that were a little bit on the younger side, a couple of years, still help their credit. But it depends on your mix and your specific FICO situation, right? Your specific credit situation. So yeah, potentially it could. But more older is better, right? We went over that in our 800 talk. If you haven't seen that live stream on how to get an 800, make sure you check that out. It's awesome. It's our last week's live stream. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, that bell for notification, because I'm coming out with information like this just for the tribe, okay? Just for the individuals that are on these calls that know that, we're giving out a lot of value, a lot of information here. And look, you can do this. You can do these disputes on your own. You've got 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Cornita's here, all right, on the live stream. We've got people in the office right now, all right? I actually got some good emails from people in the office getting some great results and our company doing quite well. So I really appreciate you guys. So in conclusion, all right, on this, make sure you get your questions up. Please give a thumbs up. This video is helping you out, okay? So to summarize this about do trade lines work in 2019? Authorized users still work in 2019. We think they're going to work for many, many years because of the regulations. Because, all right, Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974. There's so many acts that protect you on the consumer side. You have so much power, and I'm glad you're here. All right. They can't distinguish, the bureaus, the credit card companies, they can't distinguish between couples that are married or not, or family members that, are living together or not. Okay. So you're able to get your AUs on there. It has been said time and time again from the government, from the FTC, that yes, people are allowed to purchase and do this AU stuff. It's fine. And, I'm not giving any legal advice. You can check with your lawyers and things like that. It's all good, right? They're saying it's good. They went up in 2008 against Congress. FICO saying, hey, we don't really like this. We feel like they're gaming the system. They said, no, you can't decipher. We can't decipher. FICO said, the president, we can't decipher between people who are married or not. So everybody's AU needs to be on there. So if you get an AU, you can get history. You can get a bigger line of credit. You could potentially help you get funding, car loans. I've seen people get just an AUs be able to boost their score high enough to get their own primary lines with big banks like the Chases and Capital Ones, 5K, 10K in their own name, get their own credit, get their own loans for their cars, get 2% on a car note. It's phenomenal. Okay, so that is an option for you. And that we haven't even talked about what we normally talk about, is that credit repair, getting the nasty stuff off, right? That's just in boosting your credit. That's just, let me know. We got the live chat going right here. Some people are saying, hey, I got the Amex for my kids. If you've got an AU trade line for someone in your family, have you done an AU trade line? Do you need AU trade line? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments if you're watching on the replay or on the live chat right now if you're on the live chat, okay? And let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Guys, we talk about primary trade lines too. I just got off the phone with an individual who was wondering about, hey, is a secured card my best option? I'm still trying to build credit. I just got self-lender. What do you think? I said, hey, look, secured card's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with secured cards, primary, right, whatever. It's cool. You got to start somewhere. Everybody got to start somewhere. But the problem is those things are small. You ain't going to get no 5, 10, 15 secured card, right? It's going to be $200, $300, $400. So what you do is you go out and you potentially want to look into those, right? My Jewelers Club card, New Coast Direct, Ox Publishing. Those are just a few that can give you real, true trade lines at a subprime lending FICO score, right? So some people are like, hey man, I'm at 500, man. I can't really get qualified for something. My Jewelers Club card, New Coast Direct, Ox Publishing, Hutton, Chase. There's a lot of companies out there that are willing to lend because they know you are willing to start building your credit, maybe put a little purchase, maybe a little down payment on the thing, whatever, right? Little annual fee, whatever. But it might be worth it to you to look into it, okay? Yes. Video love. Yes, I need an AU. Okay, so this is a good question about the AU. Does adding someone to a 300 credit card still help, or does it have to be a high limit? Do you see a big increase? Okay, so your increase might be larger if you got a high limit, old history, right? You got something that's 20 years old, 25K line. All on-time payment. Of course, that's going to be more than somebody who's got a 300 credit limit. But hey, look, if you paid on time for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, some people had to just keep these cards open. I know I got an old USAA card that I keep open. It's not a big line, but I had it since college. So I just keep it open. And that history is going to be helpful. Positive history usually is positive. Big jumps, right? You're going to need big stuff, more like, okay? Randy, I need a huge trade line. Now, email me if you have any need, right, for trade lines. It's interesting because most people are thinking, most thinking, hey, is this going to help? Is that going to help? The beauty is if it's all on-time payment history and you put it on there and you're paying on time and you're keeping that utilization down, chances are it's going to help, right? If you're worried and you're thinking, hey man, there's some late payments, I don't know if this is going to work, already, right? Okay. Let's see, we have any other questions about AU? And feel free to put all your questions up. I'm going to go back here through the live chat and make sure that I get to your questions. That's what we're doing here today. All right. We know that we're squared away for AU trade lines in 2019, 2020, and further and for going forward. All right. Thank you. See, here's the thing. Thank you. Added fiance to my Amex helped boost his credit. There you go. LaShawn. Miss Covington. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. How long does it take for New Coast Direct, Daryl? For New Line Direct to reflect on credit, it's been about 30 days. Yeah, it may take. See, here's the thing about AU trade lines, okay? AU trade lines, from what we're working with and what we're looking at, and this is not one of our AU trade lines, okay? This is, I think, New Coast Direct primary line. What's cool is they usually report, AU trade lines usually report in about 2 weeks, okay, a billing cycle roughly. These new stuff, you have to talk to them because they do their own thing. They do their own company. We can't really control, right, with this New Coast Direct, right? It might take a little over 30 days. Depends on how your application went through, when you got your card, that kind of stuff. When you started the process, how they do the reporting, maybe it's going to take a couple of things, okay? So let's see. Combat Vet, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate the likes, Combat Vet. Thank you very much. Hope if this video helping you out, please give it a thumbs up, okay? Let's see. All right. Go through back here. I'm going to look through some stuff. We'll get some questions. Will you do credit repair for us? Yes, Rita. Let me get you theawesomelifegroup.com. We got people in the offices right now, 2 days standby. And hey, this is just for the subscribe tribe. Get tight, Jerome, get tight. Okay, this is just for the tribe, all right? We know we're going live on Saturday. We know that people are going to want to get their credit squared away. So we get some people in the office on the weekend for the tribe, for the individuals who want this now, when they know their credit repair starts now, okay? Let me just make sure, sorry if my typing is loud. That's interesting. I talked to somebody who was like, hey man, I got your product probably a year ago. I'm just starting now. I'm just starting, January 2019. I'm like, hey, that's cool. But imagine you guys are watching now. You're able to start now. You're able to get your results now. It makes a difference. Sometimes I think, I'm like, dang, man, if I had started before things had gotten so, rugged and lived years with bad credit, I could have had a lot of time back. A lot of time. I don't even know what my 20s would have been like because, I done cleaned it up in my late 20s and then into my 30s, finally had some good credit in my late 20s, man. I mean, early 20s, I'd be crazy. So it starts now for you. Now, why are these bureaus allowed to exist and hold our private information? Equala Entertainment. Great question. So these bureaus have been around before I was alive. Okay, they were around before you were alive. So it's a great question. Something to look into further, but it's all about, you know what I'm talking about. It's about that money, man. It's about that money. Prior to having these systems in place, you had, and here's the thing, China is actually trying to figure it out right now. They have a social credit monitoring system. I don't know. It's a little weird, a little different, but that's them over there. At least theirs is private. It's an exchange. So the NCTUE, right? Then I talk about that bureau a lot. It's an exchange. It's an exchange of information. So a lot of times people have to play the game, right? We want to have credit. We want to be able to use credit, maybe to start your business, real estate, that kind of stuff. They know this. They want to lend money. So they're saying, hey, you need money, you want to lend, you need cash. We want information. What else can we give them, right? So they're like, okay, cool. Now, if you play the game, well, I've gotten several trips free, able to start business, all sorts of things. So credit is good. We use the system that they play, their games, their rules, and we utilize them and flip them back around on them, right? They don't want you to know about the ECOA, right? And how your AUs have to be reported. They don't want you to know about Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Billing Act, all these great acts that help you, right? So that's what we do here, all right? All right, need my email, all right. Kamora, do you have a Jewelers Club card? Guessing a little over 30 days it might take to report. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Might take 2 cycles. I'm just going through. Okay. Is it better to freeze your credit prior to dispute? It's a good question. So some of the smaller bureaus, we know to freeze. We like to freeze. You want to get your freeze on. You want to get your Mr. Freeze, okay, on the smaller bureaus. The big 3 isn't necessary to freeze, but you could. There's been a lot of breaches. Experian was breached a few years ago. Equifax was breached last year. So that's a possibility, and it also may help, okay? Can you dispute a collector who had a court judgment on you and put it on your credit? Yes, you can dispute, okay? You can dispute. However, you've got a judgment. I don't know if you had a default judgment before you came to this channel and knew. But if you do, you might want to look into vacating the judgment, all right? You want to talk to your attorneys, you want to talk to the court, I can't give you legal advice, but you want to maybe look into vacating the judgment. Once it's vacated, then you're able to figure out, okay, I need this motion to dismiss and all this good stuff because maybe it wasn't properly validated or, there's all sorts of reasons. And we have information on that and potentially, helping you with judgments, helping you with this type of information, disputing it. You can get this in our Beyond Committed package, 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you, help you dispute erroneous, inaccurate, unverified information like this at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. And yes, you absolutely can. Okay. How do you feel about AU Tradelines? All right. Joel 2.0. How can I explain this to others to get them to add me as an AU? Okay. So yeah, I think it's a great boost. You get it and you use it to get your own primary stuff. That's what I've seen. Use it, get your car note, get your, if you need a car, right? Get your own credit, that kind of stuff. If you explain it to your family and friends, you basically say, hey, look, I don't need a credit card from you. I don't want a credit card from you. I just want the gift of good credit. You have good credit. You can put me on for several months or whatnot. Let me go get my own good credit cards, my own loan, my own car, whatever it is that you need, start a business, whatever. And they don't have to keep you on forever. Okay. They don't have to keep you on forever. Once you've established your own stuff and you've got your own credit history, your own primary lines, you're good to go. Adrian, hello from California. Hello. Good to see you. And they can, Josh got it right. Yeah, and they can keep the physical card. Look at that. So I put my son and daughter are both AUs on my 2.5-year credit card and brought their score up. See, so more available credit utilization is good, right? Because kids probably aren't using the credit. Only 2 years, only 2.5 years. That's a good history too, right? So it doesn't have to be 22 years, 22.5 years, 12 years, 10 years, 5 years, 6 years, 3 years. I mean, we're talking about 2.5 years, I've seen credit, you get your own line of credit and you get one inquiry, comes down a little bit, a few months later, boom, all of a sudden you're using your credit, more available credit, it looks great. So you don't have to have 6 months, 10 months, 12 months. You could start, it's interesting. When you open a credit card, you can add people to the credit card the minute you open it. The AU credit card, they ask you, do you want AUs? For employers, they'll ask, hey, do you need employees on this? Okay. And they can start building credit from day one. TransUnion took off my bankruptcy. Awesome, Mr. Sharp. Congratulations. TransUnion took off my bankruptcy. All right. And Experian took it off as well. Okay, TransUnion took off my bankruptcy and Experian. Experian and TransUnion took off my bankruptcy. 2 bankruptcies removed. Bankruptcies coming off. All right. 609creditrepair.com. You can do this work for yourself. If you need us to do it, we got people in the office right now because Credit Repair starts now at theawesomelifegroup.com. TransUnion took off my bankruptcy and so did Experian. But Equifax keeps saying it's verified. What do I do? Because I'm trying to add trade lines. Okay. So you can add some trade lines now. You don't have to wait. We have people. I worked with somebody who was going through the BK process, put on AUs right away. Credit score was solid, still good, up in the 700s. Now we're working on the BK, right? So, and was able to get a car and all that good stuff, own primary lines and all that good stuff. So you can put AUs on now. You don't have the Credit Repair starts now. All right. Now you got 2 solid bureaus. And here's the thing. I know my credit union pulls from Experian. So now you got a bankruptcy off Experian. If you know where your credit union pulls or whomever's pulling for you or whatever credit card company's pulling for you, and you say, hey, you pull from TransUnion, you pull from Experian, where you pull from, right? Now you got 2 strong bureaus. Okay. There's other bankruptcies, ticky-tack stuff. You can file a complaint. You can find out if I've been seeing people email me and show me things that say, hey, we're the court. We do not verify from information with the bureaus. All right. You're gonna have to go to them. We don't give out that information. You can use one of those letters along with your dispute letters, and you can dispute this stuff again with them. Okay. Filing a complaint, CFPB, getting information from the courthouse, disputing directly with LexisNexis. If you haven't gotten out of LexisNexis, sometimes they will continue to quote unquote verify through the third party. They've even said it. I have an email here. Let me see here. I'm gonna get this email. I've got these emails here. Okay. Let me see. Somebody actually emailed me and said, hey, I got my bankruptcy off of LexisNexis, and one of the bureaus came back and said, yeah, they said they verified with LexisNexis, but it's not on LexisNexis anymore. So they're sending their proof that it's not with LexisNexis anymore with their disputes, okay? Give them just a little bit more information taste that you know what they don't want you to know, and show them and say, hey, you need to abide by the rules. Fair Credit Reporting Act, okay? These acts are paramount. They are so important for us, and they are on your side, all right? So thank you so much. And if you're watching the replay at home, I know some people will be watching the replay afterwards. I know we got a good amount of people who, it's not conducive to coming onto a live stream. Some people need to watch it on their own time. I love being able to watch things on the recordings, So if you're watching it, feel free to hit me up in the email, in the comments, get in touch with me. I will do my absolute best to get back to you ASAP. If this video is helping you out, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me keep doing what I'm doing, helps the team keep doing what we're doing. Appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button now. You want to hit that subscribe button. You want to hit the bell for notifications. You want to get all this content. I've got more and more videos coming out. We've got some great content coming out here. And I really appreciate you guys with these questions. So I'm going to get back to your questions. Appreciate you. All right. Let's see. Okay, Josh. Oh, that's interesting. So he's helping out, telling what to say. The other thing to remember, AU, if you're lending AU, okay, a lot of people are doing it for their kids and they're keeping the credit card and all that stuff. But if you're lending the AU, or anyone, the way they use their credit is potentially going to affect you. Okay, so just be cautious. Typically, when you're purchasing AUs, they're not used. The cards are not used. Okay. The other thing is, if you're putting someone on, okay, and here's the thing, you usually don't give them a card, but if you were, right, like your kid, you're responsible, right? Whoever is the primary card holder is responsible. Okay, so just remember that. But for the most part, you're good because cards aren't going out to usually to AUs. Okay, just make sure they don't have them. George, awesome. Hello, Brian. I've been following you for a while now, and thanks for you and all your help. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Me and my fiance working on business credit for our business. That's excellent. Business credit, fantastic. Make sure you get your Dun & Bradstreet DUNS number, right? Should be able to get that for free. Okay. Actually, I'll put that up for you guys, how to get the free Dun & Bradstreet number. We haven't done that in a while. D&D DUNS free number. Okay. Give y'all the link. Okay. Boom. Right here. Bam. Value. All right. Let's see. This is interesting. JW, I sent off my collector validation letters to the collectors, reported on my credit reports, and to the collectors. All right. Let's see. That was a little interesting. I've received letters, but are not reported on my credit reports. Just received notice a collector reported on my credit report after receiving my letter. JW, I don't completely understand. So they're not on your credit reports, but you thought they were on your credit reports? Very intriguing. Okay, make sure if they are on your reports, you're also sending your 609 dispute letters to the bureaus. Two-pronged approach, remember? You send it to the bureaus, you dispute with the bureaus, you also dispute with the collectors, right? Why? Because during that process, when they're doing their internal investigation, they're not supposed to be doing any collection activity, including talking to the bureaus, telling them that they verified all this stuff. So they have 30 days, they got to do their internal investigation. Then once they complete it, then they can continue. A lot of times they have a difficult time within that 30-day period of getting this stuff taken care of, okay? Bruh. I'm dead. Looking like an ostrich. Echoes Wet Biscuit. Saying I look like an ostrich. I don't know what an ostrich look like. It's like this. Yeah. All right. That's fine. Bro, I'm dead. I'm glad I'm entertaining. That's good. All right. Let's see. Want to purchase Tradeline. All right. Emails me. And we're getting our link. We're getting our link together. I know Cornita and I are getting our link together for our Tradelines here. So, I'll put it out. I want to make sure that everybody gets the proper. So here's the thing. Then just put it out there, right? We want to make sure the Tradeline is right for you. I don't want you just, willy-nilly. Let's go through the process. Let's make sure it's all good, okay? Get back, Jerome. Gadget screen repair. Great to see you. Working on listening to Brandon is like connecting the matrix and finding out the truth. Appreciate you. And you've been having some good results. Gadget. I saw in some of your comments you've been doing really well. I'm glad. Here's the thing about this level of truth. You get through this truth, then you get to somebody else's truth, right? You start learning about investment. You start learning about the truth about retirements. You start learning the truth about money and real estate and all this stuff. That's what we're moving to, right? Getting that awareness out there and learning how we can leverage our credit for things like investment, like business, like real estate, that kind of stuff, right? It's all about building your wealth, okay? Devin, people hitting me up on the gram. All right, let me see here. Make sure you get my email, Devin. Email. Anthony, want to remove all them inquiries. That's on my Equifax. Well, good on you, man. You came to the right channel. Okay. Some options. First of all, our Beyond Committed package at 609creditrepair.com has all of our letters, including inquiry dispute letters. All right. There's some options. We have talked about inquiry removal in another live stream that talked about adding information to the letter that explains that their potential lending practices were misleading, mainly these, that's right, dealerships. And I'm betting that you probably have a bunch from a dealership, right? It would be good that if they stop these acts and remove these inquiries. Now, the other thing about the inquiries is there's something special about making sure that you get directly to not just the bureaus, but the people that put it on there, and ask them to see stuff under section 604 to make sure that they have verifiable proof. And one of the ways to do it is to ask for managers right before the weekend. Okay, make it real challenging on them. Okay, like on a Friday afternoon. Okay. You can tell them that you've already sent your disputes in, you've already filed your complaints, CFPB, Better Business Bureau, you're giving them a chance. You can potentially tell them about, hey, I felt like these are pressured lending practices and deceitful. You didn't tell me that all I was going to be running 15 million times. I've already complained. I'm going to take it up to the AG. You have a chance right now. Okay. These are all options for you, and they're all outlined for you in our Beyond Committed package at 609creditrepair.com. We're working on it. We're getting our system tighter and tighter and tighter, working with Cornita on it, working with our team on it at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. Barry. All right, Barry. I'm going to email. I'm not even going to say which did Barry. All right. Email me. It's not about credit. He's trying to get back into his. He purchased the package as well. He's just trying to get back into it. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. I know you got questions. I got your answers. Doretta Hughes, thank you very much for the super chat. It just says question here. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking for your question. If you have a question, feel free to put that up. Okay. Okay. right. All right. Send me here. Wow, Video Lab. Brandon, thank you for all you do. You give a lot of free advice. I've purchased your package and it's more than worth the money. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Wow, Devin, 28 things removed off my accounts. Thanks to you. First letter. Whoa, 28 things removed off my account. Thanks to you. First letter. This is no fucking way. 28 things removed from my accounts. Thanks to you. First letter. All right. Excellent. Nice, Joshua. I'm going to call you guys right now. Awesome Live Group. Been working. Been following you. Been following your work for 8 months, bro. Appreciate you. Give us a ring. We in the house. All right. ALG is in the house. All right. Wow, Harold. Subscribe tribe. Because of you guys, my score is 742 right now. All right. Right now. Because credit repair starts when? It starts now. All right. Yes, Joshua, permissible purpose is needed for inquiries. It's under Section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right. Excellent. This is great. Put somebody on AU, but 3 cards do not want to show on his report. It's been 3 months. Why could that be? They've been reporting on everybody else's. All right. So this is the thing. Now you've armed with that Equal Credit Opportunity Act. This is what they don't want you to know. You can call them up. You can say, hey, I don't understand what's going on. This could potentially be discriminatory under the ECOA of 1974. And they'll be like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Regulation B is very clear, okay? Very clear. You can pull this stuff up. You can send that stuff in. You can tell them these violations. A lot of people don't even know, right? People are just working there. They don't know. They don't know. They don't want their people to know this, these representatives and stuff. File complaints with the CFPB. Tell them, hey, you know, X, Y, and Z is supposed to be AU. This could be potentially discriminatory under the ECOA. Did you know that? This stuff's supposed to be on everybody's reports. You didn't know that, did you? Well, hey, you didn't know. It doesn't make you exempt from the law, but you didn't know. So that maybe that's why you didn't do it. So go ahead and correct it, rectify it, right? And if they don't want to, then they don't want to play that game. They don't want to go further, okay? Nice, JW. Hearing everyone's successes makes me hopeful, puts the fight back in me. Thank you for those for sharing their success stories. And that's what it is. People who come in here, it's very important. It's very important to continue this process, to stay up on it, to feel like you can make it to the other side. Because I made it to the other side. Cornita's made it to the other side. We have people here. We've got Subscribe Tribe members who share their experience, and I'm glad they do. If you're watching on the replay at home, put in the comments section where you've come from, where you've gotten to, what you've done. Have you started the business? Have you gotten the trips? Have you gotten your car? Some people are getting dream cars. I'm serious. I'm watching people get their dream cars. I'm seeing people get their dream homes. I just reached back out to somebody recently who got her dream home. These individuals are doing it. You can do it as well. 609creditrepair.com. We can do it for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. Let's see what else. Questions we got. What are the questions we got? Cool, Vic. Excellent. I think, yeah, Cornita's working with you, Vic. Excellent. Wow. So Harold goes on to be more specific. He got 6 inquiries out of 7 off. So that's really good. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you. 742 now. Wow. From following your steps. That's awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic work. Gary, I've disputed the account, dispute with the CFPB, but they're saying, hey, the CFPB might have 60 days to respond. Look, the CFPB is a different response time. It's a different system. The bureaus have 30 days to post-market response from your disputes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Howard Devontae. Howard, I think Mr. Howard here. Let's see what's right trade line for you. Let me get your email. Email me after this, guys. If you're looking for AUs, email your boy, all right? Cara, yes. Safe. You can email me and I can get an idea of what kind of AU you need. And we have a link soon and you'll be able to go ahead and take a look at AUs that we got. Look, just for the tribe, all right? This was, we're putting it out, you know. I'm careful with this because everybody thinks that they need AUs and they need trade lines and they want to buy stuff right away. Really, you want to make sure your credit is looking pretty solid before you get these AUs because you're going to get it for a period of time. You go get your good stuff, right? A lot of people just be like, I'm going to get these trade lines, right? They get excited. Everybody gets excited for trade lines, inquiry removal, and all that stuff. We want to get these collections off, these judgments off, these negative, nasty, erroneous inquiries, all this stuff off, right? We've got the negative stuff off as well. Oop, there we go. Wow, joy, unspeakable joy in 2019, 530 to 762. Got dream apartment, no deposit. Damn, no deposit. Damn. That's excellent. Good work. Please give me the web address to apply for Jeweler Club card. That's right. Will do. Courtney, you still on the live stream? That individual is interested in a Jewelry Club card. Link. Okay. Let's see. Can you dispute both with them and the letters at the same time? Yes, you can dispute and you can file a complaint at the same time if necessary. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. Let's see here. Make sure. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. The Jeweler Club card. There you go. Excellent. All right. This is awesome, man. This is fantastic. 530 to 762. Got the dream apartment. No deposit. You can do the same. 609creditrepair.com. Get the Beyond Committed package. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. This is great. Damon, good question. Bureaus like to play games. All right. I have a question. Brandon, what do you do when Equifax and Experian want to stop sending you update dispute letters about your disputes, but TransUnion is still But TransUnion is still dating you? That's the issue I'm seeing with mine right now. Dating you. Okay, Damon. So first, you're saying you're disputing. They don't want to send the updated reports. Now, this is what's interesting. A lot of times now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to get their updated reports online, which we don't want to do. Okay, we want to get in the mail. But this is what I noticed too. Okay, so during my dispute process, I had a little credit monitoring. I wanted to make sure that it took me some time to learn where to go and do it properly and all that good stuff. Luckily, you're here. We're going to shortcut that time. We're going to teach you where you can go. Okay. Some people are using Credit Karma. It's okay. It's not the best because you're not getting all three. But what you can do is Privacy Guard gives you, I think, a trial for like 7 days or 14 days. It's $1. Okay. Credit Check Total will give you $1 free trial for 7 days. And again, check, if you're watching the replay, you just double check, make sure that's still going on. But with those, let's say you're knowing that it's been about 30 days for everything. You could go into one of those, right? Get your reports, take a look at what's going on, see what's come off, see if they've quote unquote verified anything, right? And dispute again, and you can cancel that. And you can do that with Privacy Guard, you can do the Credit Check Total. You could go ahead and take a look at your reports on, let's say, My FICO, which is really good once you want to start investing in that. And I'd say once you're ready to invest in a big purchase like a car, like a home, right? You probably want to start looking at your True Blue My FICO score, the FICO score, right? So you go to My FICO. There are some credit cards that will give you your real FICO, but again, you want to get all three all three bureaus, all three scores, all that good stuff. So if they don't want to send you stuff, we circumvent that. That's why we do and we watch credit monitoring. That's why we don't want these guys to play games and not be able to send stuff and all that good stuff, right? So now you can stay up on it, because that's another way for them to drag their feet. They don't want to send you updated reports. Now you're having a difficult time. You don't know where to go, what to do. They're like, haha, we got you. They'll do all sorts of things to slow things down, to make it hard for you. They'll say all sorts of silliness that isn't true. They'll say, oh, well, we can't reinvestigate. We have a demand letter to reinvestigate. They won't want to send you stuff. You use the credit monitoring. They'll say, quote unquote, verified. You ask them how they verified. You can say, you can file complaints. It's this game that's back and forth. And I've seen it. I've seen people come to certain points, do something else, and then that works. Or something works right in the beginning, and then something else, they have to do something else and send some stuff to the collectors or do something to creditors. And this little thing, everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's got to work their own process. But yes, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. It is possible. I've done it. Cornelia's done it. People right here are doing it. Joy is talking about 537.62. Someone's at 762. We have people getting results. All right. This is fantastic. And I appreciate you. And this video is helping you out. If you're watching, if you're just coming in now, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. I want to give you guys amazing value. People are learning. We are learning together and growing and building this community. I know we've got a great, great tribe here. So thank you so much. All right. Wow. iGadget repair, screen repair. So this is great. Thanks to Brandon, I've started to build my new business repairing logic boards, water damaged phones. Okay. Got a new business credit card with Amex. Thanks, Brandon. Only because of Brandon, people, he's awesome. That's great. Thank you very much. And I appreciate that. Because of the people here, the support here keeps us doing what we're doing, the team, everyone involved. We all really relish in your success, really love that you're succeeding and you're out there now. And now you have your own business and your own business Amex. Why is it so important to have the business Amex? You're going to get reward points back for your business, right? You can either use it for your business, potentially travel, meet people. Traveling is important because you're going to meet people, right? You meet people, get your next business going, right? Now you've got your own Amex that doesn't get onto your personal. And this is the thing with business credit, guys. When you have business credit, it's not reporting to your personal credit and you're not eating up all that utilization. And now you can put employee cards out there and they don't need to worry about all their personal stuff either. You have an employee card, get this, put a limit on it, $500 or something, $200, whatever it is, and control that better. Okay. It's great. Fantastic. Cornelia, congrats. Nice. Let's see. Checking in with the tribe. Jedi alone is 420. Checking in with the subscribe tribe. Good to see you. Whoa. This is wild. Tammy Powell. Hi, Brandon. I got over 100K worth of student loans removed from my Equifax credit report. Wow. But Experian wants to play games. They want to say they will not investigate. Wow. I'm floored. I was even, man, whew, that's wild. That's really big. Congratulations to you, Tammy. And, everybody's unique. Everybody's different. Everybody's results with their student loans will be different. It's challenging. Tammy's got it off one report, but Experian playing games, they say they don't want to reinvestigate. Hey, we've got a letter. We've got the letter that demands a reinvestigation. And it's possible. It happened for you, Tammy. Let me make sure that we follow up with you. That's fantastic. Amazing work. And if you've watched along this far, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And let me get to any other questions that you might have. Okay. Can I dispute credit cards with 609 letters? Hey, if you've got on-time positive history, you want to leave them alone. If they're negative, they're charged off. Yes, you can go through that. Is statements enough proof of validation of debt? It usually is not. Okay, statements usually are not enough proof. Okay, statements not enough proof. You've got to get that. They got to give you more. They got to give you substantial information like signed contract with your name on it. That is not enough. Okay. See. The emergency services billed an insurance I didn't have instead of billing the correct insurance. Now, 3 years later, they're put on my credit report. Unacceptable. They're not allowed to do that. This is why You want to monitor your credit report. This is why you want to check base on this stuff. They made the mistake. They billed the wrong people. All you need to do, you need to go to them. You need to tell them the story just like what's going on. And if you need help, hhs.gov, okay, they've got an Office of Civil Rights, and they will, hhs.gov, Office of Civil Rights, filing with the OCR, okay, and I'll give this to you, about medical stuff. Okay, they're not going to be able to play games with you with your medical stuff. Medical is very, very truth. Let's see. Make sure you get this. And anyone, you'll be able to. This is a specific place where you can complain. It's different than the CFPB. This is specifically for medical stuff because they're messing with your livelihood, your medicine, all this stuff. No. Emergency services are supposed to bill the correct insurance. And if they don't do so, you can complain. You can dispute this stuff. 3 years later, they are being ridiculous. They think, oh, we made a mistake. Let's see if we can get over on this person. Maybe this person won't notice. They'll just pay the bill or whatever. No, not having it. Not having it. All right. You're very welcome, Truth. Damn you rock, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll keep up the good work. You keep it up the good work too. I appreciate you all out there. Thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, that bell for notifications. And if you have any other questions, let me make sure I get to them. All right. Let's see here. I just received an email from advising. That's what it is. JW. Okay. So I just received an email from Equifax today advising that they have my disputes for me to click the link online. I was like, nah, they need to correspond with me through the mail. That's right. They need to correspond through the mail. They want to trap you up. And they potentially are putting in little things in there because they have user agreements. It might say, hey, if you use this online, you might, only be able to arbitrate or do arbitration or whatever. We don't really know. They try to slip stuff in. Typically, here's the thing about user agreements and contracts. They're not usually allowed to waive rights that are guaranteed to you by law. Okay, typically not. All right, typically not. But just be cautious. All right. Let's see. Oh, wow. Joy, unspeakable joy in 2019 is Denise H. Yeah, I remember you. She got her evictions off. That's very impressive. Very impressive. Back. Still got the good score. That's excellent, man. That's awesome. It's good to see the tribe still here. And I remember almost all of you. I like to remember all of you guys that have come through and have gotten really good and keeping up their scores and working forward. I really appreciate you. We're going to do a few more questions here. So if you have any other questions or concerns, feel free. I'm just going to grab a little water, a little parched. It's been almost an hour. I'm talking. I get excited. I get pumped up. I get excited for these live streams. We're going to do another live stream next week, and we're going to keep it going. Okay? Appreciate you. Gotta say it. He wants me to say it. Keep it tight, Jerome. Keep it tight. Got my shirt on. My Keep It Tight Jerome shirt. All right? I want you to keep it tight, Jerome. Get tight. Get in the get Jerome. Come on now. Come on now. You up early on Saturday too? Let's do it. Okay. Can I get a secured credit card? We'll fix my credits. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. It's not bad. It's a good start. Self-lender is good too. All right. Self-lender is good too. What I like to, here's the thing, but I didn't do any secure cards personally. Okay. I knew if I got the negative, nasty stuff off first and I would see some improvement. Okay. If I saw some improvement, then potentially I could get my own primary unsecured revolving credit cards. And that's the way I did it. If you want to get the secured cards, all good. That's all good, brother. That's all good. Okay. But see what negative items come off first, because you're putting money down on a card that you know what I'm saying? You're giving them cash. Send some disputes, right? Postage. See what happens. Then if you're like, okay, let me start boosting my credit. I noticed, Brad, I ain't got no on-time payment history. Okay, I got nothing. Okay, I'm taking off negative stuff and then I'm really getting. I need to get this secure card. Then yes, absolutely, secure card, self-lender, my Jewelers Club card, New Coast Direct. Both of them give you 5K primary trade lines. Okay, so I give you 10K. Then you're boosting up. Getting your own, maybe get an AU, maybe you're able to Worcester Beach Score won't get you on primary lines. Yes. Okay. Combat vet. Yes. What's your question, sir? I have it on live chat. Let's see. So I'm hoping I'm seeing everybody's stuff. Could you ask your question again, combat vet? Portfolio just sending silly outstanding bills. It doesn't even prove it's mine. Yeah, they haven't provided anything verified. What can you do? Okay. Make sure you send your collector fails to validate letter directly to the bureaus. Send your collection validation letter to the collectors and your letter that says they failed to validate to the bureaus with your next dispute letters. Okay. Get that negative stuff off. All right. Let's see, combat vet. I'm looking. All right, cool, excellent. I appreciate you all being here. I hope that you have had great success already in your credit repair. If you're just starting out, 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the Awesome Life group. If this video has helped you out, please give a thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. Give a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. All right, we're gonna let you go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I appreciate you so much for being here on the live stream. I really appreciate you being on the live stream. It's so great to see the subscribe tribe here. It's fun to come up with new and exciting information and value to give to you guys. Again, you guys are the cream of the crop. I really appreciate you so very much. So thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.